Hey, good afternoon. I'm so glad you guys are here today. I'm here with Brenda Scott. She's a professional home organizer and the owner of Tidy My Space, specializing in organizing homes for those that are aging in place. And I'm super excited that you guys are here with me today. I am really excited that we get to have this conversation because we are talking about organizing and cleaning homes for our parents, for those that are our clients, for those that are our neighbors, people that we are close to. It could be relatives, it could be us. And so that's why we have Brenda here with us today. And she's an expert on safe living. So please help me welcome Brenda Scott. Brenda, how are you today?
Great. Thank you for having me.
So, what are some of the critical things that we need to pay attention to inside a home where we have parents or relatives or clients that are trying to age in place and we need to help keep them safe?
Definitely security, starting at the front door. Do they have a way of knowing who's at the door without having to go to the
Mm,
door? Like technology is really awesome right now, especially if they're a little tech savvy. They might have it on their cell phone or they might have, that doorbell camera thing. They can see who's there. There's a lot of problems with door to door scammers, and seniors
mhm.
seem to be their target. So if they can answer the door without going to the door and knowing who's there, and just telling them to go away or, leave it at the door and I'll get it later. Because that's sometimes how they do is once you open the door, they come in. If you can start at the front door by giving them some kind of security as to knowing how to answer the door safely, that's the first step. And then definitely looking at their floors, making sure that there's nothing that's going to trip them. Do they have what they need? Is it starting to pile up? Do they need some help with, taking the garbage out and that kind of stuff? Do they need a bin there or are they just throwing it in the corner and it's going to trip them? Do they need some help with doing the dishes? Is it starting to pile up? Or even look at the condition of their dishes. I know some of our senior clients use stuff that is damaged because it's not damaged enough to throw away, So I always encourage family members and even cleaners or organizers to look at what the clients are using and encourage them to not use substandard stuff. If you've got some nice plates and cups, why are you using the icky stuff? It's going to bust and it's going to bust in your hands or when you've got something hot in it. So look at replacing all of the stuff that's showing its age and get them the nice stuff.
And I'm really glad that you brought that up to remind you guys and to highlight what Brenda just said, because a lot of times we do slip over this. And I've seen this so many times. Expired Tupperware, and not just Tupperware, but plastic containers, where sometimes they've gone from the freezer to the microwave, freezer to the microwave, or they've fallen out of the freezer and they hit the floor and they break and they crack. And then they're being used again and again and again, and stuff is leaking out, but you don't really know why. And it's not apparent that that's why it's leaking out. And so if you have older containers, please inspect them for chips and cracks and holes and breakage so that you don't have stuff that's leaking, because the leaking stuff is what you slip on and you don't understand that you slipped on it because it leaked out of the broken container that you have. Also, the chips and cracks, what Brenda is talking about on your dishes, on the rim of the dishes, it's super easy to crack plates or to chip plates and bowls and stuff, and then you hold them and they cut you and you don't really think that's going to happen, but it does. And many times, and I want to just pay attention to this because it's easy when we're young. We get cut and we heal immediately. When you are a senior, it's not so immediate. And sometimes the skin is much thinner than it is when you're young. And so you cut yourself and then you don't heal very well. And so there are a series of seniors that I've had the privilege of working with that they're always cut up and they're bruised. And you're like, oh my goodness, what's happened now? And they're like, oh, I just touched something and I started bleeding. Okay, so we have to be super careful about breakage on any item. If we have chipped items, and it could be picture frames, it could be anything that you pick up. If there's anything that you use on a regular basis, if it's cracked, chipped, broken, it needs to be discarded, not fixed. Because if you just fix it, it's easy to break again. And there's a lot of stuff out there that can be replaced very inexpensively, and a lot of it for free if you use an app like nextdoor.com. Someone can give you a replacement that's not broken. And not only that, but there's a lot of pretty stuff that's available now that's even lighter weight. So instead of having
Mhm.
like those great big Corningware plates that are really heavy, I know that even as my mother had gone through, and she's one of the people that fell and busted up her whole body. In the process of that, she's got one hand on a stabilizer, which is like a little walker stabilizer, and the other hand trying to carry this big, heavy Corningware plate. And so they do make a lighter weight version. It's a very lightweight dish that you can put your food on and it supports you and it lets you be independent that much longer. And so little tiny things like that that would be super helpful just to pay attention to for your parents or I don't know, your clients, or maybe it's you. Thank you so much for today. This was really awesome. And I appreciate you guys jumping in and adding your questions and joining the conversation. So thank you. Until we see you again, take care and please leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.